Hi, my name is Oana Mudura and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is a video that is part of the series How to Build a Brand from Zero, and in today's episode I will be talking about the brand identity prism. It is a model invented by Kepfer and it is used with a lot of success by big brands such as Orange, Philips, Samsung, Decathlon, Peugeot, Citroën and many others. I chose it because it's very simple to use, it's very simple to understand all the chapters, all the pieces of puzzle that constitute the big image that your brand is. It is extremely easy to explain to all the employees of your company, like where is the company heading, what is the mission of the company, and what is the strategy of your company. So you can use it as a control board to check the health of your brand and of all the operations, and you could use it to create differentiation factors in each area so you can generate the target market that you want. So we are going to start with the physical aspect, the last part of the brand creation, which is the product or the service. I chose to begin this one because it's where everything that you represent, everything that constitutes your brand is embodied in a product or a service. So everything that you stand for, all your values, all your philosophy, your personality and your culture, everything is embodied in that product. So you have just a few seconds or maybe just fractions of seconds to make a first impression to the client, to attract his or hers attention and to make him interested, to know more about you. So you can use here elements of shape, of design, of color, of words, of phrasing, and everything in the design arsenal that you can use to create a first impression that will definitely attract the attention of the target customer that you want associated with your brand. And after you do this, after you catch the client's attention, the client will be interested to know more about you. So the client will go to your social media, to your website, will have a certain experience, will get to know more of your personality, of what you stand for, what you represent, what's your philosophy, what's your culture. Everything will be translated through your personality. So it's the same as, meeting somebody occasionally, like out of a sudden, and seeing, that's interesting, he's interesting or she's interesting, and you want to know more about that person, so you do more research, where else online. You want to know more about the person's identity, personality. So in the case of brands, we are talking about living constructions, like it's a living thing. It's not a person, it's not just an object, it's an object or service imbued with human characteristics, just like any other human personality. So you can make a category of brands and include them in different kind of archetypes, which is a subject that I really recommend you to dig deeper into, to just have a clearer picture and broader picture of how brands are classified and where does your brand fit. You will express your personality by the way that you speak, the way that you communicate, the tone of voice, the language that you use, the words that you use, the music that you use, the colors that you use, and the kind of relationship that you create from your side. So you will express your personality through communication and the way that you make customers feel. All of these characteristics are actually based on a set of values. Each person has a set of values, so do brands. So you will transmit and express your personality because you stand on a foundation of values, a set of values. This This is essential for the part of communication and the part of client relation, and especially for differentiation. This will make you different. This will set you apart from the rest of the competition, the set of values that you have and that you can transmit later on through personality. These values can also have a national identity element, so you can have a philosophy, you can have a concept from your country of origin, just like Ferrari, just like Toyota, just like Volvo, and you can incorporate them in the culture of your organization, and later on imbue them in the DNA of your brand. Or you can just go on a set of values and be very, very clear upon that. These values will be transmitted in the relations that you have with the clients, with the employees, the nature of the relationship that the employees will have between them, and the way that they do things in your organization, the way that they do every job, and the way that they manufacture or produce the services. So the culture can or cannot have elements of national identity is not necessarily compulsory, but brands who use this really stand apart from the rest, and it's quite often to see this factor implied. When you're very clear about your values, you know very clear what kind of people you want to attract. You want to attract people who are like you, so you start to project a certain kind of target market imbued with personality traits. You want them to be part of this category, of this age group, of this culture, of this philosophy. They consume these kind of news, books, foods. They have these interests. So you start segmenting your target market extremely well, and you know exactly who you are addressing through your communication, through your publicity, through your campaigns. You will portray the target market that you want as a customer through the use of images, video ads, posters, banners, everything that is related to your target market. And this is actually a set of stereotypes, a set of beliefs and attributes that you believe your target market has. This is the reflection part, the way you see your customers and the way they see how you see them. And we have the other part, the self-image, the way that your customers react to what you transmit, and they identify themselves with the brand that you have. They see themselves in your brand. This is a really fascinating psychological process for me, and it's a kind of a resonance of like attracts like. You attract your tribe, you attract the people who resonate with the same values, with the same beliefs that you have, and who want the same things as you want. So when you see your target market in a way and they resonate, you start attracting them to your brand. And this is how a relationship is constructed. Actually, the whole process of branding is based on the relationship that you construct with the target market. Of course, you will have a lot of surprises, and you will see that customers appear from niches you haven't even thought of. So you will be able to discover other target markets and change, optimize, adapt your communication, products, services together with them. So yes, you should have a very clear strategy upon where you want to be in the next 5 years. What do you want to reach? What kind of customers do you want to attract? But these things can change in time, and you can adapt your communication and your marketing strategy. So this model serves extremely well in this process, and this kind of relationship is actually the glue that unites every chapter in this part, because this is what you want to construct in the end, a relationship with a client to make him a partner of your organization. This relationship is actually the nature of your relationship. It can be based on details, on very practical, tangible aspects. In case of services, how do you connect with your audience? What kind of relationship you want to build? What kind of services you offer, and what kind of attitude you have towards your customers. It is actually the way you make your customers feel, and this way you can create trust, loyalty, and you can fulfill your promises and be trusted as a brand. It is all about how you make the client feel and how you keep him close and loyal. This can be reinforced through communication campaigns and PR campaigns, the way you respond to messages, the way you communicate through your website, through newsletters, press releases, and emails. Of course, even the messages, the inbox messages on social media must have the tone of your voice, must have that special element that is characteristic to you and only you. So basically, it's the frequency and the intensity of using all kinds of tools of communication to establish a solidity of the foundation of the relationship that you have with your target market, and how you build in the memory of your target market the association with your brand experience. So this is basically it, the relationship, an emotional experience that your client has with your brand. So I hope this was very useful for you to use as a model when constructing your brand, when creating a strategy, or when implementing a strategy. It doesn't really matter at what stage you are in the process of branding. This will be extremely useful, and I really love it because you can put it on a wall and just, check in your mind, have everything in a very clear order about where is it that your brand actually is, what it stands for, and where it is heading. It is a very good way to differentiate yourself and to create very clear direction and communication. So see you at the next episode. Lots of luck.